Good part of the day, dear students. Today's topic is national identities. National identities. Here is Uzbekistan that is situated in Central Asia. Uzbekistan is a sunshine country. Capital is Tashkent. And general information about Uzbekistan. The area of Uzbekistan covers 447 kilometers, square kilometers population. It's a population 27 million and ethnic groups. Uzbek people consist of 80%, and then comes Russian, Tajik, and Kazakh with some small proportions. Independence declared on August 21st, 1991. President Islam Abdulhamid Karimov and current president is Shavkat Mirziyoyev. Capital Tashkent, religion Muslim, Eastern Orthodox. Geography and administration. Uzbekistan is a landlocked country in Central Asia. Nation is divided into 12 regions, plus one autonomous republic, Republic of Kazakhstan. The country can be divided into 3 zones: desert, Kazakh, Sahara, and fertile valleys, Vodi Kaman, Fergana Valley, and Amdarya and Sirdarya rivers, and mountainous areas, Torok Gardens. In the east, we speak of about 4,500 meters above the sea level, and then climate. In general, Uzbekistan is considered as having dry and hot weather. It's a continental summer. In summer, the temperature goes up to 116, and in winter it can be low to 11. Rainfall. Annual rainfall is 10 inches, 4 inches in the northwest, and 17 inches in the mountain zone. Middle and southern rainfall occurs during winter season, mainly between October and April. And Samarkand is one of the historical places of Uzbekistan, where we can obviously see our national identities, such as clothes, their handicrafts, their jewelry, their historical monuments, Registan Square, and fruit and vegetables and cuisine. Next, rivers and topography. Uzbekistan Aral Sea is situated between Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. Uzbekistan is bordered with Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and Turkmenistan. Next, here is a picture taken by Abror Gadaev. Yes. History of Uzbekistan. From early history, Uzbekistan, the population of Uzbekistan, inhabitants of our country, had to overcome a number of wars, and was concluded by nomadic tribes. And the earliest history goes to 500, 600 BC, and then 700, 800 AD, early Islamic period. It's considered then 900 and 1000 to 1200. It's a Turkey vision of Mawar Nafar, and then 1219 and 1380 in the Mughal period. Genghis Khan concluded our country, Then 1319 and 1510, the rule of Amar Timur Tamerlan, it's a period of the flourishment, the period of advancement in nearly all spheres of Mawra Nahr and some Khorasan. Then 1510, 1870, Uzbek period, and 1867 arrival of the Russians, and 1867 1900 the Russian conquest, and 1900 is the entering the 20th century, the 1900 1930s Jadid and Basmachist. It's a period of awakening of the Uzbek people in order to realize that they are also human beings, and they had also right to live on their own, to rule their country, coming from their own rules and forms. 1929-1953, Stalin's period. At the time, we were still under control of Russian Soviet Union, and 1953-1982 Russification and resistance. September 1, 1991, independence of Uzbekistan was declared and announced. Early history. Early history of Uzbekistan. Cities such as Bukhara, Samarkand began to appear as centers of government and culture by the 5th century BC. Bactrian, Sogdian, and Takharian states dominated the region as China began to develop its silk trade with West Iranian cities, took advantage of these commerce by becoming centers of trade, using extensive network of cities and settlements in the province of Mawra Nahr and navigation the region after the Arab conquest in Uzbekistan and far east in what is today Chinese Xinjiang-Uyghur Autonomous Region. Sogdian intermediaries became the wealthiest of these Iranian merchants. Because of the trade on what became known as Silk Road, Great Silk Road, Bukhara, Samarkand eventually became extremely wealthy cities. At times, Mawra Nahr was one of the most influential, powerful Persian provinces of antiquity. Zoroastrianism, Alexander the Great conquered the region in 828 BC, bringing it briefly under the control of his Macedonian Empire. In the same centuries, however, the region also was an important center of intellectual life and religion, and until the first centuries after Greece, the dominant religion in the region was Zoroastrianism, but Buddhism and Christianity also attracted large numbers of followers. Zoroastrianism is the dominant pre-Islamic religious tradition of the Iranian peoples, was founded by the prophetic reformer Zoroaster in the 16th or 17th century BC. Early Islamic period. Conquest of Central Asia by Islamic Arabs, which was completed in the 18th century AD, brought to the region a new religion, culture, architecture, continued to be dominant. Arabs first invaded Mawra Nahr in the middle of the 7th century through sporadic raiders during the conquest of Persia. Then we have to overcome Mongolian conquest. Mongol period. Mongol invasion of Central Asia by Genghis Khan is one of the turning points in the history of the region. That event left imprints that were still discordant in the early 20th century. The Mongol conquest of Central Asia, which took place from 1219 to 1225, led to a full-scale change in the population of Mawra Nahr. The conquest quickened the process of Turkification in the region because also as armies of Genghis Khan were led by Mongols, they were made up mostly of Turkic tribes that had been incorporated into Mongol armies, and the tribes were encountered in the Mongolia's southward sea. The rule of Amir Timur. Following the death of Genghis Khan in 1227, His empire was divided among his three sons. Timur emerged from these struggles in the 1318s as the dominant force in Mauron-Nakhar. Samarkand has been a capital of Central Asia a few centuries. Tamerlan, Amir Timur. Tamerlan, the name was derived from the Persian Timur Lane. Timur Lane by the Europeans during the 16th century. His Turkic name is Timur, which means iron. In his lifetime, he conquered more than anyone else except for Alexander the Great. His army crossed Eurasia from Delhi to Moscow, from the Tian Shan Mountains of Central Asia to the Taurus Mountains in Anatolia, from 1370 till his death. 1405, Timur built a powerful empire, became the last of the great nomadic leaders. Timur initiated the last flowering of Mauron-Nakhar by gathering in his capital Samarkand numerous artists, architects, builders, scholars, scientists from lands he had conquered. By supporting such people, Timur imbued his empire with a rich culture, which has left us a huge number of ancient archaeological fascinating monuments such as Shahazanda, Uzbek Observatory, Registan Square, which consists of three historical places. Timur also patronizes scientists, artists. His grandson Uzbek was one of the world's first great astronomers. It was during the Timurid dynasty that Turkish, in the form of the Chagatai dialect, became literal language in its own right in Mauron-Nakhar. Also, Timurids also patronized writing in Persian. Until then, only Persian had been used in the region. The great Chagatai writer Ali Shernawai was active in the city of Herat, now in the northwestern Afghanistan, in the second half of the 15th century. Georali Mausoleum. Ulugh Observatory, constructed by Ulugh in 1428, 1429, 46 meters in diameter and 30 meters in height. In the main hall, huge instrument was placed for observations of moon, sun, and other stars of the ballot of heaven. Observatory was a unique construction for its time. The base of observatory was giant Ganymeter vertical circle, and the radius of circle was equal 400,212 meters, and the length of arc was 63 meters. The main instrument sextant was oriented with amazing exactness by line of meridian from south to north. Contribution of creation astronomy catalog, which region known as stars tables of Ulugh belongs to Ulugh. A whole galaxy of great scientists were working on them for a long period and finished them to 1437. This is the Ulugh Observatory, where he explored the whole universe. Here is the Samarkand, which is home to a large number of historical places. Then this is the Tashkent, and then this handicrafts by Uzbek people, and here is underground. This is our national source, cotton, and our national, it's our people and education. Uzbekistan's children, teenagers, adults, young people under the age of 25 comprise approximately 60% of the total population. Nowadays in the country, every third child studies at the secondary school, gets trade experience at the higher secondary special schools and trade institutions. Few million children study at school. More than 1 million are preparing to be school children at kindergarten level. sport. Kura is our national type of sport, originated in Uzbekistan more than 3,500 years ago. Original translation of the word kurash from the Uzbek languages is grappling or wrestling. Kurash is a type of martial art or public sport entertainment, is mentioned in many ancient Oriental historical sources. Great Oriental scientist and philosopher Avicenna Ibn Sina writes that practicing kurash is one of the best ways to keep the human body and mind healthy and sound. Still, there is no exact information when, where, and how, by whom kurash was first practiced. Kurash is one of the most ancient forms of martial art people had ever practiced. It's a culture of Uzbekistan that's a part of national identity of Uzbek people. Here is described. Here is the photos or pictures of our national dance, and here is a group of men using our national musical instruments, rubab, doira. Our national photo that is worn by women. It's our currency. Customs and traditions. People from Uzbekistan can be sharply described as hospitable. Uzbekistan hospitality is something to experience. You will certainly find yourself as a guest in Uzbek house. There is short information about Uzbek national dish pulao. It's the most popular dish in Uzbekistan. You will almost always be served pulao as a guest. This dish basically consists of cooked meat, rice, and onion, garlic, and spices. During autumn hunting season, garments would use quail, pheasant, wild goose, wild pigeons as a substitute for mutton. This is, however, is not very common. And now, this end of the presentation, it means that national identity of Uzbekistan include a large number of things ranging from earliest periods of historical places, artifacts, and to our up-to-date things. It means that natural identities make up tons of things, cultures, and traditions that have been held, have kept for centuries. This is the end of the presentation. See you later. Goodbye. And I suppose that I have tried to give a basic understanding concerning two national identities.